Well, it is the full moon, so it is time for truth. The moon drinks of us, the sun drinks of the moon, and the infinite drinks of the sun. Everything that we experience is so small but feels so big. It's almost like every single cell within us is similar to all the conscious beings within the grander spirit. The cells are so simple. They perform a very simple function. We don't even consider them as conscious. We don't even consider them as having their own will or as being a part of a grander will, but they are, just like we are to the gods. We may seem simple to higher powers, to higher beings. We may seem small. But with higher consciousness, there's higher understanding of that which makes up the body. So while we understand a little bit of what our cells and how our cells make up our being, the gods understand more about how we make up their beings. The individual cell, it knows its job in our body. It just does it. The individual conscious being, it knows its job, but its job is very extended. There's a lot of levels of that job. And the job goes through multiple lifetimes, rebirth after rebirth after rebirth. A single incarnation does not quite understand the mission of the grander soul, which happens over many incarnations. Often as human beings, well, at least me in particular, I ask myself, what are we doing? We're constantly pissing on each other's sunshine instead of allowing each other to exist. We want to force our beliefs on other people. We feel so greatly about what we feel. We are so attached to what we feel that we imagine that only our feeling is reality. We must be humble in the sense that just because we can't imagine another person's reality or the reality of a higher being, just because we can't completely realize these things or understand them, that doesn't mean that they don't exist. Because they surely do. For if one of the small pieces of everything did not exist, then it would be a very different world. Even the earth itself is a solitary being. We can also be thought of as cells of this earth, not just cells of the grander spirit. But to work with what we are a part of, to work with one another, we have to make sacrifices. Sacrifices that don't make sense for our own lives, but make sense for the grander whole. What are we doing often? What are we really doing in our lives? We might go to work and we do a job for which someone else will gain the profits. And maybe on Sunday we go to church and give complete and blind faith to a God that we don't know the process of getting to or experiencing. We find ourselves in a prison long made by humanity. Where we are now has been long in the works. It's been a process of ignorance, of impetulance, and blasphemy of our own reasonability. Because we are all able to understand what's going on, but all the forces that want to keep us where we are want us to think a certain way. They don't want us to think about our own power, our own place, our actual place. As Lame Deer said, every man is worth more than the box that they find themselves in. Lame Deer talked about how living in a square house, working in a square office, and having no relationship to nature other than the consumption of it. Lame Deer talked about this. And he said, I am too good for this. But he elaborated, every human being is too good for this. So what are we doing? It's a problem that there is no immediate answer for. I'm certainly not the one to solve. Our capitalism, our consumption, our relationship to the nature that we try to herd, obsess, and contain. He also said that the buffalo was a great thing. The cow was a great thing, strong. The bull was a great thing, strong. But now there are only hollow shells that we wish to feed upon. Hollow shells of what a great beast used to be. And in a way, our spirit is very much like that. We must move forward. I cannot give you the answer of how we move forward, but we must move forward and beyond this terrible stage we have found ourselves in. And I truly believe we are ascending. Thank you very much. Consider yourselves. Have a wonderful day.